just ahead on Good Company, we'll show you what happened now that the hit musical Forever Plaid is here.
And we'll take a look at TV critic Brian Lambert's picks for the best and worst TV shows of the season.
And a Sharon birthday surprise. Just ahead.
This is great.
It's Good Company with your host, the husband and wife team, Steve and Sharon.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
The birthday girl. The birthday girl. Yeah. The birthday girl.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, welcome.
Yes, it's the birthday today. It's kind of funny when you have a birthday on a Monday, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah, I'm not quite ready for Monday, let alone for a birthday, you know.
Yeah.
It's like all too much at once.
Yeah. How do you feel this birthday?
I don't know.
Also on today's show. No, what do you mean you don't know? It sounds like a little resignation.
Well, I'm ready to stop with the numbers, you know.
Really?
Yeah,
You mean
I
you're
am.
feeling older?
No, I'm not feeling older. I just don't want to get any older than this. Although I don't like the alternative. So,
Right,
you know,
exactly.
it just keeps rolling
You know,
on.
that's true. This counting thing
Yeah.
kind of gets to you.
You know, with our son, who's now 6½, I keep saying every year, oh, this is perfect. Let's just kind of freeze him at this age because I love this age.
Right.
I feel that way about myself, but they just keep rolling on. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I really love being this age, but I don't want to be any older than this.
Oh, that's
You know,
interesting.
but-
You know, we always try to surprise Sharon on her birthday. You know, we had somebody in the show last week who said in a relationship, you're not supposed to kind of try to make it romantic or,
Right, keep the
or try
romance
to
alive.
keep it exciting, but I don't buy that. I think that's ridiculous.
I don't either, and you're so good at doing that. He's always
Well,
full of
that's because you
surprises
love
for
it when
all
it
of our
happens.
lives together.
You know,
Well,
your partner
yeah.
has to really
You're
kind
so
of like
creative.
it. Huh?
You're
well,
very creative at
she's
it.
a great audience. Take a look. What we're going to show on today's show is our latest surprise for Sharon's birthday. You might try it yourself. Well, yes, we took her on an overpass for dinner. We'll tell you more about what happened.
And local TV critic Brian Lambert will pick the best and worst of the fall season's TV shows. And also some news about prostate cancer. We're going to see a new method of treatment and also some clues about detection.
Also, that is Kirk Cameron on the left, growing pains star. We'll find out about the new season.
Mom, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, it's either that or tell me exactly where you've been and what you've been doing.
Happy writing.
And Colleen Miner is going to show us how to bake a fat-free chocolate cake.
And I'll show you what happened when I came to the Hay City stage at the Dudley Riggs Theater in Minneapolis to check out the brand new musical that has just hit town and is taken off like a skyrocket. It stars those 4 guys, better known as the Forever Plaids. In fact, that's the name of the musical, Forever Plaids. And I'll show you what happened when I showed up and gave them a little coaching so they could really hit the big time.
Okay, Gary, sounds good. So the birthday,
So it's hard for you to, I should think, to come up with something new because you have done just about everything for me.
Oh,
just
I don't know.
big surprises,
I get
wonderful
help.
gifts. I get great flowers.
Yeah, well, I get help too.
With staff?
I mean, our staff sat
Yes.
around, we were brainstorming, what can we do for Sharon? So we came up with something that we thought would completely fake her out, and I think this one worked.
Totally. I had
Had no-
no idea what we were up to.
It was great. Watch, Sharon's birthday surprise. This is Sharon Street in Minneapolis. Didn't know there was a Sharon Street? Well, neither did I before this. I'm going to bring my Sharon here to a walkway overpass in about an hour or so for a birthday surprise. Dinner for 2. Didn't know there was a restaurant here? Well, there isn't. We're going to create a dinner. Why here? Atmosphere. Well, so far, not so good. It's starting to rain, but everybody set up the bridge, so we're going to press on. Sharon is in there. I'm going to blindfold her and surprise her. Things are not perfect. Surprise! Come on out, guys. Surprise! Okay,
What's up?
the big surprise.
What's the big surprise?
Okay, here's what you got to do. You got to go get your coat
Okay.
so you can be warm, right?
Are we
Warm.
outside?
Right.
And we're going to be outside. You're going to have to put on the headset. You're going to have to put on the blindfold, and say off we go.
Off we go.
Yep, let's
All
go.
right, I'll get my coat.
The blindfold is so you can't see.
I see.
And we have Sinatra on the Walkman so you won't hear.
What?
Frank Sinatra.
No. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You're right, it is. I didn't know he did this number.
You don't have to talk that loud. We can hear you.
At this point, I have no idea what's going on. I can't hear, I can't see. I have no sense of what direction we're going. It's really hard to walk. And then we started on the bridge. It was shaking and it was windy. Are we going into traffic?
Come on.
I'm scared. Where are we?
Don't be scared.
I'm scared. What are we doing?
Why are you scared?
It sounds like traffic. Where are we?
Welcome to our birthday. Welcome to our... I can't get this off. Welcome to our birthday restaurant. Yay!
Oh, this is too strange.
Do you like it?
Wow.
This is where the action is. Wave to all your fans.
Hello.
It's the birthday girl.
Wish they'd all just slow down a little. This is scary. Edelman, it's windy. It's cold. It's kind of romantic. Just a few distractions, but the music is very nice. And I like the sunset.
Honey, this is only the beginning.
Oh, and you got my favorite. Sure is a little chilly out here.
I'm gonna roll it. That's mine.
I don't think I've ever
Yeah, I'll
had pizza
get-
in a wind chill.
Wait, I'll make it smaller.
The wind chill must be 500.
I know. Don't lean against the wall. Here. Stick with me, kid.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sharon. Happy birthday to you.
Complete with beeping trucks. I love it. What a ride.
And no birthday's complete without the cake. I'll light the candles.
In this wind?
No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem.
How about you just hold up a match? I'll blow it off.
Okay?
I don't think we can even do it.
Okay, good.
Shall we dance?
Just two.
Are we nuts?
Not a wall. Let's just get your arm.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. It's like a 60s,
You're totally insane. I love you.
we're gonna get rained out.
We're being looked at.
By the way, happy birthday. For real.
Brian Lambert is going to tell us his picks for the TV's best and worst shows this season.
Super bargain time. It's a super meal deal. Let's take a look at it. It's a Mama D's restaurant. Mama D's, 2 restaurants, and known for her home cooking. She always says it's made with love.
Yes.
I haven't seen Mama D lately when I've been in that restaurant. Well, maybe she's
she has
there.
2 now. I think she goes between the 2.
There it is, the ravioli. For lunch, it's $7. For dinner, it's $8.95 for meat ravioli, $7.95 for cheese. They're both served with salad and bread. That's the super bargain. Go in and ask for it for half price. There's 3 locations.
3 locations.
St. Paul, Town Center Shopping Mall, and Robbinsdale. There you go, Mama D's, and that's the first of 3 we're going to have today.
All right. Well, the TV season is well underway for this fall, and I'm sure you have your own ideas of what things are worth seeing a second time. Brian Lambert does that for a living. He's taking a look at what's out there on television. He has his own opinions, of course, that you've read in the St. Paul Pioneer Press about what's good, what's bad, what's worth seeing a second time. Welcome.
Thanks.
Hi.
Nice to be here.
Any breakaway hits this year so far?
I haven't detected any yet, but there are a couple of good shows that are certainly got a lot of the network's pretty excited about them.
Yeah.
And if there are 2, I don't think anything's going to be like Roseanne, but if there's a couple
No
now,
Cosby's, no Roseanne.
I don't see it yet, but time will tell.
All right.
All right.
You have a few that you're not too crazy about.
Right.
There's a lot of money
I have
behind
more
it.
than a
Brian's-
few. I've kept myself
We're going to
to 2.
start with Brian's least
tried to
favorite
limit
shows.
himself.
Okay, these are the ones you personally don't like.
Yeah.
All right.
This is Nurses, which is actually the second spin-off of the Golden Girls, set at the hospital where Richard Mulligan works in an empty nest, and I have big problems here.
You don't like it.
Now, it's, you'll see for yourself what the problem is.
Mr. Freilich is all set. Bathed, clean linens, and having his breakfast. What a nice man.
What does he have? Oh my God, I could catch this.
Julie, it's not contagious, it's hereditary.
Of course.
Julie, are you a hypochondriac?
I don't like to call it that. I'm just ever so slightly phobic about germs.
And you decided to be a nurse.
I love to help people. And this is a way to do that. Plus, maybe get over my little germ phobia.
I see.
Got a lot of bedpan humor. And this one is Royal Family with Red Fox and Della Reese. They're old buddies. He's a retired Atlanta postman and thinks he's going to have life to himself, but his kids are going to move back in, and a lot of jokes, much like this.
See, I called you today and you didn't answer. Where were you? I went to the noon services at the church. I hope you weren't giving none of our money to that Reverend Ripoff and his Cadillac fund. Listen, I'm warning you, I'm gonna cut off your checking account. It's okay with me, I got my visa. You mean to tell me you're gonna sit there and defy the man that made love to you last night? Rolling over on me accidentally in your sleep ain't my idea of making love. Nobody could roll over you accidentally. Without four-wheel drive.
I thought that was funny. You're saying
that's a good line,
like...
but you get a half hour of that, and you start to it just starts to kind of grate on you after a while. But like I said, this show is bad enough to be a hit, and
So it might
CBS
be a
is
hit,
very
but you
big
still
on
don't like it.
CBS is very big on it. I still don't like it.
All right, now this is your personal taste for things you really do like a lot that we should sample. But before we take a look at that reel, tell us what are the 2 shows we're going to see that you like?
First one is Home Improvement.
Is that on ABC?
ABC, yeah.
Okay.
And they've sandwiched that in between Roseanne and something else, which is Coach, which you're going to make it. It's like the best slot they could put it in a prime
so
time.
everybody will see that. What's the other one?
Man of the People, James Garner, and what's not to like about James Garner? So.
Okay, why don't we take a look at those now? These are ones that Brian likes. Home Improvement, I've heard, is probably the pick hit of the year.
It's the guy has got very good chemistry. In this scene, you don't see him with his wife, but they actually interact like a normal couple. He's, like I say, a Bob Vila, like This Old House type Home Improvement host.
Thank you very much. And welcome to Tool Time, the show that teaches you how to improve your home. I think we all know Bedford's tool girl, Lisa.
Here you go, Tim. All loaded.
Thank you, Lisa. We really can't get started without putting our tool belts on, so let's get that taken care of. There you go. Hear that snap? That means it's on. Tool tip, tool belt fashion tip from old Tim. Hike it up so you avoid that unsightly butt crack, because who wants to see that, huh? Boy, there's nothing like the feeling of ride and cold steel hanging on your hips.
And Man of the People, Gardner this time plays a con man whose ex-wife has just died. She was a city councilwoman, and he has inherited her job. And of course now he's paying off all of his old scams and cleaning house at her office.
Well, happy days are here again. The name's Jim Doyle. I've been appointed councilman for the 7th District. There's no need to get up. I'm not that kind of boss. All right.
You're the last guy on Earth.
I plan to get rid of some of the dead wood anyway.
Come on, let's get out of here. Goodbye.
There's a bus leaving in 10 minutes. Shouldn't you be under it?
I knew they'd appoint some corrupt slug, but I didn't know they'd stoop this low.
Oh, I take it you weren't in on my selection.
I'm not going to let you destroy everything Marge worked for. This isn't just a job for me. This is my life.
Ah, one of those. You can't get a date.
What network is that one on?
NBC.
NBC.
NBC, Sunday nights.
The other show that I've heard about a lot is this Brooklyn Bridge.
And
have you heard about that one?
Yeah, this is a good one too. This is Gary David Goldberg, who produced Family Ties, which was, of course, a huge hit for years. And it's shot very much like a movie set in the 1950s in Brooklyn, a large Jewish family with kind of a matriarch. And you were telling me earlier, it's a little like Lost in Yonkers, or a cross between the Waltons and the Wonder Years.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
a lot of people say Wonder Years.
Yeah, very nice cast, very nicely written, and a good show. And
are there any themes? There aren't any westerns out there anymore. There are no variety shows.
there's a lot of
What's going on?
sitcoms. The half-hour sitcom, I guess because it sells so much better, if they can get a hit out of it and keep it running for 5 years, they can get it into syndication.
With
But
a
a lot
family-based
of sitcoms
kind of
this
thing,
year.
primarily?
That's right, yeah. And also there's something going on this year with con men or con women who are reinstalled in positions of authority. There's a show, P.S. I Love You, a con woman. She becomes in a witness protection program, becomes a private investigator. Another ex-jewel thief becomes a hotel security guard. You know, I don't know what how that happened. Somebody had the same lunch or something, but yeah, it's you know,
got con man on the mind for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Brian.
You
Thanks,
bet.
Brian. Brian Lambert. Thanks for your time.
Did you know that prostate cancer is the #1 cancer in incidence among men? It's not the #1 killer, it's the second. But it's a very serious problem, and it isn't really talked about that much. Really until now. This is National Prostate Awareness Week, and we are going to meet a doctor who's doing some pioneering work in taking care of the prostate problem with a new procedure that is being tried. We're going to show you how that procedure works. And also with him, we have Irving Resnick. Irving is 78 years old, and he had the procedure done on himself, and we'll talk a little bit about how that worked. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Keith K, how bad is prostate? How often does it affect men? What percentage?
Well, about 30% of men over the age of 50 have some cancer in the prostate.
Well, 30% is huge.
That's very high, but only a few of those, about 1 out of 380, are actually going to die from their prostate cancer.
So a good percentage of men have it, live with it, and continue to live with it.
That's correct.
Let's talk about a prostate. I mean, what is it? Where is it? What does it do?
Okay. A prostate is a small little gland at the base of the bladder. It's about the size of a walnut. And what it does is add some secretions to the semen and nourishes the semen, nourishes the sperm.
All right, and to find how it's doing, it's an exam, right?
Yeah,
an internal exam.
one has to do an internal examination, feel the prostate, and more recently there's a blood test that's become available which can help to pick up cancer much earlier than one can just with a simple exam.
Really? No, we didn't hear of that.
Okay.
The blood exam is more effective than the digital.
That's correct. It's called a PSA, or a prostate-specific antigen, and it can often pick up cancers even smaller than one can feel with a finger.
Huh. Okay, and we'll talk more about that screening a little later. Now, the process that you develop does not take the place of removing the cancerous prostate. It's something else.
Yeah, it's used for patients who have a small cancer that's localized to the prostate, but yet who are not candidates for the big operation to remove the whole gland.
Why wouldn't you be a candidate to have it removed? Because it's not
for
bad
example,
enough?
well, one might be somewhat older, one might have some medical problems, heart problems or lung problems that precludes big surgery, Or the patient simply may say, listen, I don't want to have a big major operation. I'd rather have some kind of radiation therapy treatment.
As we said, Irving had the operation. Why don't we take a look at the surgery itself, and then we'll find out what it was like for you.
This involves radioactive seeds, Doctor?
Yeah, small little seeds. They're about the size of a grain of rice. And here, these needles are going right into the prostate. That round ball is actually a balloon from a catheter in the bladder. And you can see the needles are going just beneath the bladder. And there I'm passing these needles into the prostate. These are the seeds themselves that are now being loaded into the needles. And we place between 1 and 5 seeds in each needle.
And this is radioactive material?
This is radioactive. That's
being put
Dr.
in the
Tom
body.
Payne. He's the physicist, and he's passing me the needle. There's Dr. Doug Olson, the radiation therapist. And there you can see all the seeds now filling up the whole of the prostate and giving a very high dose of radiation directly into the prostate and not to the surrounding tissue.
Do those stay in then?
They stay in permanently.
Are you radioactive for a while?
You're
permanently.
Permanently inserted.
Permanent. That kind of surprises you then, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You're 78 years old?
Right.
How did you discover that you had the prostate cancer?
I have Dr. Aaron Mark. He's the one. He's what they call the internist.
I mean, did you have any symptoms?
None.
None
whatsoever.
So you went in just for a normal exam?
I go every year.
All right. Why is it that you chose not to have surgery?
That's this gentleman here.
Why is that?
You didn't really need it?
Yeah.
Look at him, it wasn't my idea. I didn't want those things hanging around the rest of my life. Well, how about it, doctor?
Well, he had some other conditions that precluded major surgery, and so we thought it inadvisable to subject him to a large operation.
Because it might be dangerous.
He is 78, and this was, what, nearly 2 years ago,
2 years
so he was
ago.
76 at that stage.
Okay.
And we feel that doing a major operation in anybody at that stage is a bit much.
Okay.
And he had some other medical conditions as well.
So you had the surgery, and it came out, everything was fine.
Just terrific.
The interesting thing about this is, I guess the recuperation is faster. How long did it take you to recuperate from the time you had the surgery?
About 6 months.
6 months.
6 months before you got back completely to normal?
Well, I would say so.
Yeah.
Did you feel you were up and about, though, before
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Was it quicker than a normal
I
surgery
was
would
just
be?
one night, overnight in the hospital, that's all.
Just an overnight in the hospital, and then you were out. Do you have any lasting effects now from this surgery?
None.
No, so you have no experience of it. And is the cancer gone because of it?
Well, Dr. Olson told me that you guys want to see me anymore.
Oh, that's good news, huh?
That's good news.
When your doctor says,
kind of
"Oh."
a bedside style, right? Right. Well, doctor, the big plus in this is, A, you don't have to have the surgery, which for some people is really dangerous. And what else? Is it recuperation?
It is recuperation. This is done as a one-night procedure in the hospital. It is a general anesthetic. It takes about an hour to an hour and a half to do. Patients spend the night. Many of them then go home or most of them go home the next day, and they can go about their normal activities.
And what would it be typically if you had the prostate removed?
If you have it removed, you're in hospital for between 6 to 8 days, and then it really takes about 3 to 4 months to fully get one's strength back.
Are there side effects from the radiation in this treatment, though?
There can be some slight side effects. One may have to void a little more frequently, might have some slight difficulty in passing urine, a bit of blood in the urine initially. But it's certainly much less than the major surgery.
Okay. This is National Prostate Awareness Week, and many of the hospitals around the Twin Cities are doing something special about it. If you have a hospital you want to check with, you can do that.
Some
also
have free screenings, I
exactly.
guess, don't they?
Abbott Northwestern is one of the hospitals with free screenings. It's Saturday, this coming Saturday. And if you want more information about that free screening, the number to call is 874-4444. They call Medformation. Good. Thank you both, and good luck.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Here we go. Coin, feather, no air. Moment of truth. Watch and be amazed. It worked!
That was great! Do that again!
Okay.
This is amazing! This is great! This is incredible!
Oh.
You're not as stupid as everyone says you are! This is great! We're gonna do more stuff like
Oh, yeah,
this.
you bet we're gonna. We got a whole book to go through here. We're only on page what?
1!
Okay, that was Growing Pains. Of course, you recognize Kirk Cameron, who plays Mike Seaver. huge, successful guy, really the heart of the show.
That's right, but he has someone new this year.
Exactly. Do you recognize the other guy? He turns out to be actor Leonardo DiCaprio, and he is a new character, and his character is called Luke Brower. Luke is a young guy. In a way, he reflects the way Mike Seaver was at the very beginning of the show. So Mike becomes kind of more of a big brother role.
Sounds like it. And
Right.
yet Luke's situation is that he's a homeless kid.
Yeah. And so in a way, it allows Kirk Cameron to grow up on the show because now he's 20 years old and he started when he was just a kid. We're going to talk to him in Los Angeles in just a moment about what's happening on the show. But before we do that, let's take a look once again at the relationship between these two guys on the air.
So this is how you eat? You just put on that apron and you steal food?
Yeah, but I gotta get a new apron. The corned beef here is really fatty.
Luke, no more stealing, no more lies, all right? I can't let you live on a street like this.
Oh, you can't let me. Well, this morning I wasn't on the street. I had a place to sleep and a place to eat and a promising academic career. Now, thanks to you, I'm a homeless, hungry dropout. Who are you, Charles Keating?
It's just that I want a better life for you than the one you've been living.
Is that right? Well, you got any suggestions?
And they're here with us now from Los Angeles, Kirk Cameron and Leonardo DiCaprio. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
All right. Well, Kirk, let's talk about this. It looks to me like there's a good chance that Leonardo is going to become a teenage heartthrob. A teen throb.
I think he's got the makings.
Yeah? I think he does too. Well, give him some advice. What's the best piece of advice you could give him? Because you're there yourself.
Best piece of advice, just keep your feet on the ground, because sometimes, with him, I'm sure they're going to be trying to pick him up and carry him away. So we'll keep him in line.
Tear his clothes off and all like that?
Well, I don't know if they'll go that far.
Yeah, well now...
We hope not.
Did you feel responsibility as a teen heartthrob? Because you have been in the limelight like that for a long time, Kirk.
Sure, of course I do. When you have people who are looking at you and looking up to you, just like if it was your little brother or your little sister,
right.
You want to set a good example. And for me, that's kind of challenges me just to be the best person that I can be, because I know a lot of people are watching.
Right, and you're doing it because, this all gets reported. If a member of the New Kids on the Block does something wrong, we read about it, right?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I read that the main qualities to make the young girls fall in love with you is that you have to be nice, and they also like you mischievous. You were both of those things and are, right? Is Leonardo?
Yeah, well, like I said, he's got the makings. He's mischievous and as cute as apple pie, so.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Leonardo, how old are you?
I'm 16.
16 years old.
16 years old.
This is your big break, buddy. How do you feel about this?
I'm happy as apple pie.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I don't, actually.
I understand also that you love trendy clothes. Is that true?
Trendy clothes?
Yeah.
Well, I like to go shopping sometimes, yeah.
What's really hot for 16-year-olds in LA right now, clothes-wise?
Well, personally, I like to go to, like, thrift shops and stuff like that and look at...
Oh, yeah?
Find out all... Yeah.
And find deals?
Interesting stuff to wear.
Well, that's good. So as soon as you're...
Nice suede there.
So as soon as you're old enough to drive, you'll have thrift shop clothes and a Maserati.
I am old enough to drive, actually.
Oh, all right. All right. Sorry about that.
Can you imagine seeing me on the road?
Kirk, let's talk about your new marriage, because a lot of people want to know about that. How about that snowball fight when you first got engaged? Tell us about it.
The snowball fight?
Yeah, I read that you proposed, and then you two went out and had a snowball fight. Not true?
I think you're listening a little too much to the Inquirer and all those kinds of things. That never happened.
Fight, huh?
What did happen then?
Well, what did happen? Well, we went out to Chelsea's favorite restaurant, and we had a 3-hour dinner. It took me that long to finally pull out the box that had her ring in it, and it was pretty much just the way that I had always hoped it would be. Kind of a storybook way of proposing to
Did
someone.
you really get down on your knee?
Of course.
You did?
You do this one time in your life, and that's the way that I've always wanted to do it.
And then they went out to the snow in L.A. and went out in their backyard where the snow.
Yeah, right. Had a snowball fight. Yeah, we got to think about that.
Sure.
California.
Kirk, how old are you? 20, Kirk?
I'll be 21 this month.
All right. Well, there's that age factor. Are some people saying, "Gee, he's awfully young to be getting married"?
Yeah, I think they could be very right if they didn't know me. Most people don't. I think getting married it's relative. I know people who are 40, 45 who are awfully young to be getting married. I think it just has to do with what you think being married is. And to me, it's the most beautiful friendship that God could bless two people with. And that's how I see our relationship.
Is it true that you made a promise not to take off your wedding rings?
Yeah, I did. I have it on here.
So, but on the show you're not married, so how does that work?
Well, I cover it up.
Do you really?
Yeah. You've been reading those magazines again.
Yeah, so both you and Chelsea just keep it covered up with like a Band-Aid
We keep
or
it
something?
covered up. Yeah, I have a little Band-Aid on there. It's kind of how do you say it? Kind of a...
Pet peeve.
Well,
no.
I was going to make a little joke. It didn't come together.
Yeah, that's all right.
I have one of those cuts that just never go away.
All right.
I have a Band-Aid on there.
Oh, we'll watch for it.
Okay, we'll be seeing you in the Heartthrob Trades, both of you guys, all right?
All right.
All right, good luck.
Bye-bye.
Hey, cancel the subscription.
Cancel the subscription to the Inquirer. All right. Don't forget, it's Growing Pains. It's moving to Saturday. It's going to be on this Wednesday night and then on Saturday nights from then on.
You love chocolate cake, but it feels just too sinful. We're going to show you how to make a fat-free chocolate cake in just a moment. But first, a super bargain, a chance to eat out for half-price roast beef at Rack's for half price. The deal is 50% off their regular roast beef combo. That's there's a Rack's restaurant right there, and there are 4 of them that you can take advantage of this in. And the deal is off the regular roast beef combo. It's a regular-sized roast beef sandwich with medium-sized French fries, medium-sized soft drink of your choice, and usually this combo costs $3.49. But today and tomorrow you can get it for half price. Locations: Burnsville, Anoka, Roseville, and Brooklyn Park. And be sure to ask for the Good Company Super Bargain. That's how you can get that roast beef combo half price today and tomorrow. Steve? And
Can you believe a chocolate cake that is fat-free?
It's tasty, too.
Fat-free? I mean, this is incredible. Colleen Miner has some ideas for us here on how you can do a chocolate cake that isn't fattening, which is literally unbelievable.
Well, I'm hoping they give Nobel Prizes for recipe breakthroughs.
Because you deserve it, Anya.
Because I deserve it.
Is this
I
yours?
really got a good one.
Or did you modify some kind of
I modified
commercial?
a recipe that I saw.
And this will be really, you can eat this and not worry about putting on weight.
It has, well, like if you ate like 5 of them, you know.
But if you have one slice.
But if you have a good slice, you know what, some of those recipes, you see low-cal, low-fat recipes.
Right.
And then you make them up, and then you look at the slice, and it's like one 8-inch cake, but the servings are 32.
Right,
You know, I mean,
little slivers.
That really bumps me out. You know, you get
You're
like...
a chocolate lover.
Yeah, and you get this minuscule little piece. This is a good 8-serving cake. That's a good slice of cake for less than 114 calories.
That's great.
Per slice. It's great, and no fat. That's the point. That's the really interesting thing. Okay, let's get started with the cake. Okay, first of all, we're going to take 1 cup of cake flour. Do try to get cake flour. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't cook with cake flour. It feels
What's the difference?
like talcum powder, doesn't
Yes, it does.
It is extremely soft milled, and it has no gluten, so it's less tough. It makes a less tough cake.
Okay.
Because it's very fine.
Cake flour.
Okay, it's called cake flour, and it's especially made for cakes. Now this is very conventional. 1 teaspoon baking powder.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Oh, why? Yeah. Why stop now? Oh no, I'm sorry.
Notice she wasn't going to do it, and then thought, oh, what the?
You set me up. You set me up.
Isn't there any sugar in the cake flour?
None.
None?
None.
Okay, that was it.
That's
not a bad
pretty
question.
Dumb.
More to come.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Notice
Okay.
she's getting a little red.
I know, isn't it
Yes,
terrible?
Yes.
Okay, now, here's where you get the chocolate experience. I can't talk. Chocolate experience without the chocolate fat, and that is in cocoa powder. You know, Hershey's cocoa. Everybody has some of it on their shelves for cooking and all that stuff.
It gives you the taste.
It gives you the chocolate taste without the chocolate fat.
Right.
Okay, so we just mix that together, and that's one part. That's the dry part of our cake mix. Now, the wet part of our cake mix is a little unusual. Are you ready for this? You want to start stirring for me?
Sure.
We have 6 egg whites. Okay? 6 egg whites.
What would you normally
saying to
use?
yourself, you would use a whole egg.
Okay.
And you're saying to yourself, well, what in the heck do I do with the yolks, you know? I don't want to waste it. Okay, you can freeze the yolks. You can also freeze the whites.
What would you do with frozen yolks?
You
can bring them out and say, see, I didn't waste them.
No, you can make, see?
You know?
How does that work? You can make custards. You can give them to friends who don't have a cholesterol problem. Christmas present. Hey,
Right.
Merry Christmas. Here's egg yolks. You can freeze them. You can use them later. A lot of recipes call for egg whites. They call for egg yolks. You can freeze the eggs separately. So if you've got a recipe that calls for egg whites, you can freeze the yolks. Egg yolks, freeze the whites. You know, so and then you can use them. They really freeze well. Okay, ready? 1 cup non-fat yogurt.
Okay.
Keep them moving there.
All right.
Now, here's how we intensify the flavor of our chocolate without actually using a bar of chocolate, and that's instead of white sugar, brown sugar. And that brown sugar has sort of a caramely flavor to it, 1 1/3 cup.
So you get more flavor.
You get more flavor
Any
from
other
the brown sugar.
advantage?
No, just that it gives you more flavor, and it enhances the flavor of the chocolate. Okay, now a little bit of vanilla.
All right.
Okay, we're almost done here. Boop.
Okay.
That's about a teaspoon or so. Okay, now we're going to add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients.
This is lumpy to beat the band.
Well, you know, if I had like a mixer,
Yeah.
that would be
Mixer
nice.
would work? Okay.
Believe me, it looks. Yeah, it looks just
We're
like.
relaxed in the kitchen.
We're
Yeah.
cool.
All
It
right.
looks just like cake batter when it's done. There's no difference between this and the. It looks like. Yeah, I don't tell you what. Now, okay. Anyway, you pour it in a pan, 350, 40 minutes.
Comes out looking
like that.
like this, okay?
Okay. Now, how do you decorate this without fat? You decorate it with powdered sugar.
Oh.
What we're going to
okay.
do is put this down.
This is a good tip. Watch this. This
I
is
love this.
decorating a chocolate cake.
Okay, and now you take
Just-
my shaker and give it a good shake. It's a doily. It's a if you have it, and if you don't have a doily, by the way, you can cut out your own. Can
Just
you
lift
see
it
this?
up?
Your own little snowflake thing, and put that on top.
Look.
Okay.
Isn't that nice?
One more fat-free.
Didn't that come out nicely? Oh, you don't have to applaud. Oh, how nice of you. And you know, I tasted this thing, and though it doesn't, you know, it certainly isn't as sweet as a normal chocolate cake, it still has that chocolate.
It gives you a bite. I've got one more tip for people who crave sweets, but not fats, and that is
What?
frost your cakes with marshmallow cream.
Really?
It's
No fat?
intensely sweet, as you know, and it's got no fat.
No fat?
No fat.
Good idea. Okay. Thank you to Rainbow Foods. Call City Line for the recipe. Thanks, Colleen. Fat-free chocolate. It's good. It's a little chewy. Why is that? What is that? You're going to find out. First, Super Bargain 3. It's a super sandwich deal at the Lincoln Dell. You know the Lincoln Dell's Reuben sandwich? Well, that's what we're talking about. 2 Twin Cities locations of the Dell, and they are proud of their deli foods for which people come from miles around. Ooh, look at it. There it is, the Reuben sandwich. Normally $6.95, but today and tomorrow half price. The deal applies to dine-in and takeout. 2 locations, St. Louis Park and Bloomington. Ask for the Super Bargain. Lincoln
That's
Dell.
the right one, Lincoln Dell.
That was
Yeah. There is a show in town called Forever Plaid. It's a salute to the male singing groups like the Letterman and stuff in the 50s and 60s.
Oh, okay.
I hear it's very funny.
Really?
Yes, and they invited Gary to come over, take a look at it, and maybe even be a part of it. Let's see what happened.
Plaid, yeah. I think it works. Oh, hi, everybody. Just kind of taking a look at this plaid cummerbund. It's part of the costumes at a brand new musical that's just hit town called Forever Plaid. It's playing right here at the brand new Hay City stage. It's part of the Dudley Riggs Theater Complex in the Seven Corners area, Minneapolis. And the stage is quiet right now, but I can tell you this about the show. It's a musical called Forever Plaid where these 4 guys are singing, and then they, I'll tell you, I have a better idea. let's just watch a little, and I'll explain as we watch. Now, to understand the show, the first thing you have to realize is that the Plaids are dead. I mean, literally, actually dead. You see, after playing weddings and supermarket openings, they were on their way to their first really big gig at the airport Hilton Lounge when a bus full of teenage girls hit them broadside and killed them. The girls, by the way, were on their way to see the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. And now, some 27 years later, the Plaids are back from the dead.
We were never able to do this show when we were, alive, and now that we're not, we're hoping to do the show that we would have done if we could have when we were, which we're not, so we didn't, and now we can.
That's it. What he just said, the Plaids are back for that one big gig.
You're undecided now, so what you gonna do? Do-wah, yes, no, stay, go, hem-haw, do-wah, do-wah.
Yes, there's some great singing in the show, and that kind of singing takes rehearsing. And here is an earlier rehearsal where the writer, director, and choreographer, Stuart Ross, is giving the boys some final tips before their performance. Oh yeah, these guys are great, but now that the director's gone, I think with just a little bit of coaching, I mean, they could really be something. Hey guys, excuse me, come around here a second. Hi, listen, I think you're really this close to really making the big time, but if you just did a Beatles number, a Beatles song, you know one? She Loves You, She Loves You, ever heard that? She Loves You, yeah. I mean, you can do it, you've heard it, it's on the radio. Can you do it?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and.
She loves you, yes, sirree. She loves you, yes, sirree. She loves you, yes, sirree.
Yeah! Oh, that was fabulous, guys. That's fabulous. Listen, the director's not here yet. You did that so good, the Beatles couldn't have even done. Well, the Beatles couldn't have done it like that, no question about it. You're ready now for the Ed Sullivan Show. You know about the Ed Sullivan Show, right? Yeah, but just singing isn't enough. You have to do more. He has all those things. So you got to do more. So take off your coats, guys, and do more. Do more. I know you can do it. And so now, right here on our stage, a really big shoe, the Forever Plaids, and a heck of a lot more. Take it away, kids. Yeah, that's great. I mean, that is fabulous. You guys are, oh, yeah, I mean, let me give you, you guys should, but you only need one thing. What's that? A 5th plaid. And I just happen to have the outfit. Yeah, see, oh, sure, no problem. Don't worry about the director. It's okay. 3 coins in a fountain. 3 coins in a fountain. Here we go. Try me. Here we go. 3 coins in a fountain. See, can you feel it? Each one seeking happiness. Yeah, it's good. Happiness. That's what the show's all about. Come on out and see Forever Plaid right now at Dudley Riggs Theater, 7 Corners. It's now called the Hayes City Stage. It might just be the 5 Plaids by the time you show up. The chords in a mouth. See you next time. Fountain. Each heart loving me never is home.
And in the audience, Greg George is representing the Community Clinic Consortium, and you're not a real judge, right?
No.
But you're here to tell us about?
I'm a volunteer for the Community Clinic Consortium in the jail and bail. We'd like to have you have your husband jailed. To raise money, and when you come in, I sentence you.
Then he'd have to call people, right, to get out?
And sits in the jail until he gets all the pledges that he's raised.
Okay, and the money goes to, in a second?
To the Community Clinic Consortium, which helps people, that do not have quite enough insurance. We've helped over 86,000 people this last year.
Okay, so it's a good cause. There's a number to call if you want some more information, 644-6555. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Representing the South St. Paul Corlettes, we have Jan Preiner.
Hi. From the South St. Paul Corlettes, women who love to sing. We've been in existence for 28 years from the city of South St. Paul and not sponsored there right now, but are currently looking for a sponsor. We perform at nursing homes, civic centers, Christmas in South St. Paul, and have rehearsals at Bethesda Lutheran Church, 7 to 8:30 p.m. It's both fun and beneficial to the community, and we're looking for new members.
All right, and that's the number to call if you want more information.
455-2067.
It's a fun group. Good. Happy birthday, Debbie.
Oh!
Happy birthday.